Beatus Essay. This is High Priestess Yashodhara Singh. Welcome to a very, very important video. This we are going to try and keep it short and crisp for all of you. Each one of you who is interested in changing your life in terms of finance, prosperity, abundance, call it what you may, monies. Okay. So this is a video about blue magic, and we are going to talk about when knowingly or unknowingly you make a mistake and somehow the money flow decreases. Something that was happening earlier that you were happy about is not happening as well as it does used to anymore. This video is called the 10 rules of blue magic. Blue magic is money magic. Don't forget, blue is the color of the planet Jupiter, the planet Brihaspati, not just for luck but also for finance. I have these points listed out. I wanted to talk to you about it because a lot of you send me messages and ask me if there has been a mistake that you have knowingly or unknowingly done. There is no mistake in the world that cannot be taken care of if you acknowledge and accept that a mistake was done. Let me just clarify that. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you make the mistake again and again. I just want to clarify that. Don't think that after you do a spell, you can make the mistake again, because then that will be a mistake that you're doing knowingly. Okay. All right. So you have money, job, business, cash inflow, prosperity, profit, abundance, financial windfall. If you are looking for any and all of this, everything is possible. I believe that you need to work for whatever it is that you want to accomplish, good, bad, ugly. If you mind your own business and work, then the results will be better. If you focus on the process more than the result, you will see the results are better. Okay, so we are going to come up with 10 points. The first point is neither a lender nor a borrower be. My mother used to say it, my mother still says it, and I do believe that it makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, so when I say lending and borrowing, it can get to be a very sticky situation at times, because sometimes people may ask you for money or you may offer the money thinking that they need that financial help. Having said that, it also means that that monies may not be returned to you in not even in parts. It happens. A similar situation had happened to me, and I realized that I was breaking the rules of blue magic. I had lent a certain amount of money to a relative, and I realized that they did not have the capacity to return that amount back to me. Instead of creating a scenario, begrudging them, etc., which is in really bad taste, I decided to declare that it is a gift, and then I informed the middleman relative to inform my relative that it's all right. The moment I did that, a lot of the monies of mine and my husband's that was stuck started releasing. Now, what did I do? Essentially, I accepted. The thing is, if you have made a mistake and if you are accepting the mistake, that itself shows humility, shows that you are humble enough to keep your ego aside and say, yes, I messed up. I'm going to now find a way to fix it. That is a massive step in terms of self-improvement. Okay, so you should, if you have lent someone money and if you find that the monies is not coming back, find a way to fix it. Okay, we'll come to the magical remedies later, but first let's go through the points. Now, supposing you have borrowed money from someone, if you have lent money to someone, you've borrowed money from someone, first of all, make sure that it is written so that everything is on paper. Secondly, clarify everything. That listen, I know I have to give you the money, or I know you need to give me the money, but can you just give me X amount in 3 months and X amount in 1 year? That's very important. Clarity is very important. Ambiguity or being vague or being unclear is the stupidest place you can put yourself and somebody else in, because emotions can play very, very dangerously against you when it is time to be logical. All right, let's move to point number 2. I hope point number 1 is clear. Don't take anyone else's money and don't give anyone else money, whatever the situation is. um, I'll give you another example. If you've gone to somebody's along with somebody for say a cup of coffee, and now this is going to sound ridiculous to some of you, but hey, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So you should also pay attention to it with an open mind, okay? And say you and I have gone for a cup of coffee, and when we are stepping out, you tipped the waiter X amount. Technically, because we both had coffee and the waiter had served both of us, I was supposed to tip half, right? In such a scenario, I'm supposed to give you half the amount as soon as possible. If I don't, that's breaking a rule of black magic. Sorry, blue magic. Okay, both of them start with B. And the most important thing here to remember is neither is the waiter at fault, nor are you at fault, nor is your friend at fault. It is the rule that cannot be bent. The rule is, it's a very rigid rule. It's not a flexible rule, right? So ensure that in such a scenario, if you're not sure, send me a message, audio or a written message on my WhatsApp. You all have my WhatsApp number, and I will double check and let you know if it's a go or a no go. Like, did you make a mistake? Did not make a mistake, right? So next point, never spend another's money. Now, what does that mean? Supposing I came to you and I gave you X amount of money, and I said, please, whether it is money, whether it is something that is can be converted into money. It could be luxury items, jewelry, expensive watches, maybe even a property, and I've gone abroad and you're secretly renting it out. You know, sometimes a human being out of desperation for money can do all sorts of crazy stuff. That does not mean the person is bad. It just means that they were desperate enough to do something like this, hoping that they don't get caught. The problem here is, it doesn't matter if you get caught or not. The universe is watching what you're doing and will take its pound of flesh from you. So I'm just trying to save you that situation. So, well, supposing there is a scenario where two people didn't get along, they got a divorce, and there was an alimony amount that had to be given to one spouse. The amount was more than what the spouse was to get. If you do the calculation, and if there is a certain amount that was supposed to be given, but the person managed to get more than that, that amount should never be spent by the person. Even if they spend 1 penny or 1 rupee or whatever currency, whichever part of the world you are in, it is going to affect you in every possible holistic way of your life. Health, wealth, luck, happiness, relationship, opening loopholes and portholes into dangerous and negative realms, creating pockets of very, very low vibes, etc. So that's what I'm talking about. And for a person who's watching this video right now, a viewer who knows somebody or who himself or herself has gone through such an experience, they'll be like, at that point of time, I was very angry, or I needed to take my revenge. Listen, how you feel, what you think, what I think, how I feel does not matter. Remember when we were in school, some of the rules laid down in school did not matter, because whether we liked it or not, we had to follow them, or you'd be out of school or you'd be punished. Right? Remember that? Yeah, this is very similar. Okay. It's very cold today and I need my chai. I hope I'm clear. Another example I'd like to give you is I've given a certain amount of jewelry to a relative or a friend of mine and asked them to keep it in safekeeping. And I won't be seeing them for a couple of months, and they know about that. What happens? There is some fancy occasion and they decide to don on the jewelry, or they lend it to someone, or they pawn the jewelry. Something happens and the jewelry gets misplaced, or there is a certain amount of money loan that is taken. Something happens and that thing is not given back to me. That's breaking a rule of blue magic. Why? It's not about me trusting you and giving the jewelry. In a way, it was stupid of me in the first place to give it. I should have kept it in the locker, right? But hypothetically speaking, if such a situation happens, what happened here is that the money that was, or the equivalent of money that was entrusted to you was being tested in terms of blue magic. Do you have it in you to follow the rule? You did not. You broke it. So now you have to pay the price for it. Get it? All right. Point number, any of the doubts that you have, please don't forget to mention them in the comments below. Practicing dark magic. That is the third point. So I know this for a fact because a lot of you again connect with me saying, they've tried a lot of stuff. Even foreign nationals, they do this. Blood magic has become very common and very famous. Listen, let me clarify this to you once and for all. If you throw a stone at somebody randomly, okay, it won't come from that same direction, but you'll be pelted with a boulder from the back. And then don't come crying to me and say, I'm sorry, I was desperate. Never, ever, ever be so desperate as to harm another human being. That is not what I have taught you. That is not why I started this channel. And that sure as hell is not what I intend when I speak to any of you or all of you or connect with all of you. Let us try to better our lives so that we are of use to other people's lives. But don't ever be in a situation where you even think badly about someone else. The moment you do that, you have created a very dangerous energy field for yourself from which to get out of. You are going to go crazy. Okay, it's going to be very difficult. So don't. Okay, just shut shop, go to sleep, have a cup of tea, go for a walk, right? Speak to the one you love, somebody you trust, but get it out of your system. So practicing dark magic or harming another, magics like blood magic or other such stuff, this also is breaking blue magic. Now, what happens? So dark magic could be in terms of relationships, could be in terms of health, could be in terms of, it can be non-finance also. Okay, it doesn't mean that it has to be a money-related magic. Supposing you have practiced black magic or a dark magic or a blood magic thing for somebody's relationship or somebody's health, whatever the intention may be, good, bad, ugly, I am not going to comment on that. But I am going to tell you that how it affects blue magic is, it all comes under the blanket of universal magic. That blanket has parts, brackets. The moment you dip one bracket, see the other hand has gone up, right? That's what happens. The moment it's balanced, it's fine. That's why I say temperance is my favorite card. Do you understand? So the moment you dip down in one, there is a disbalance created. That disbalance to again make it equal, somehow the universe has to ensure that the scales are balanced, and you're the only one who's standing in the center in your life and your balance, right? So remember that. Be conscious about these decisions that you take in life. Point number 4, loans from creditors, banks, etc. are unacceptable, although 99% of us do it. Even the deceitful ones, deceitful loans are considered to be rules of blue magic broken. For example, you have taken a personal loan because so and so relative has to have an operation. In truth, you want to go for a vacation abroad with your friends into a casino and bust money. Don't tell me none of you have done it, because none of us are squeaky clean. Okay, a lot of us have done it. You wanted a bank loan for renovations of the house and you go and buy a fancy bike. Okay, how many of you? A lot of us have done it. Okay, because you feel that that's a more authentic way to whatever it is. Okay, we all have our reasons. I'm not sitting here to judge that, but I am going to say that it is considered to be a deceitful promise or deceitful request. If you take a loan from a creditor, if you take a loan from a bank, all that is against blue magic. Why? Because blue magic only looks at your debit card, not your credit card. How much money, even a credit card is wrong, by the way. Debit card is how much money do you have in your bank? How much cash do you have in your pocket? Great. That is how much money you're allowed to spend. The moment you go into your credit card and pull out the money, you immediately, my husband and I have this policy of the credit card that he has and he has given me. We make it a point to put the money back on the date that it is supposed to be put back. We don't delay it. And that is why blue magic respects us and our professions, because we respect it. It's a mutually interactive process. It's not exclusive, right? So now you have taken a loan because you wanted to. I just recently spoke to one of my close friends and she said this to me. She took a loan from the bank. She wanted to buy a property for herself. She's well settled now. Now that money, that the loan that she took from the bank, has to be paid back in installments, right? What happens? I'll come to that point later. A spell has to be conducted to ensure that until the time the loan is given, the person is considered to be in limbo, in process, and not a breaker of blue magic rules, right? Okay, false commitment. Point number 5. What is this? Yeah. So, if you are supposing you're spellcasting for buying a house, but instead you spend it on a luxury cruise. This is the point that I was making earlier. So, false commitments are not acceptable in Blue Magic. When you are promising something and delivering something else, that is considered to be going against your word, and your word should be your bond. In the olden times, that was it. Your word was your bond. So remember that, okay? No false commitments. Number 6, my favorite and very difficult to do, and I'll tell you why. Gratitude. Gratitude is a very loosely used term. I see a lot of people using it nowadays. Gratitude it has become as loosely used as sorry or excuse me, okay? So, sorry doesn't have any relevance in today's day and age. Why? Because you don't mean it. That's what I don't use a word that you don't mean. If you are grateful, you've got to feel it. You have to feel grateful. I'm so grateful for the fact that I've had a splitting headache since morning, and thanks to my family, my support, the love from my husband, my children, all the people I work with and for, I'm feeling so much better now because the weather is gloomy today and I've had a bad headache. Okay, so I'm fit enough right now to make this video and conduct spells in the night. We have dragon spells lined up for the evening. So gratitude has to come from within. You have to feel it, nurture it, empower yourself with that pretty bubbly feeling, and only then when you say gratitude, you mean what you say, right? It's not just a word. And that is what is required when it comes to Blue Magic. Lady Luck and Goddess Taike, Green Tara, Mahalakshmi, Ma Lakshmi, then what the other money gods, all the money gods of all the religions and goddesses, they're all goddesses, but they all watch how grateful are you for what you've been given. Sure, you have a vehicle, you don't have the vehicle, but you have a vehicle. I've had this crazy thing for a long time that I used to want a fluorescent green. What was the car that I wanted? This Beetle. I wanted a fluorescent green or a fluorescent pink Beetle, and then I wanted a Hummer. I wanted these cars, but I got this 2000 year model white colored Maruti, which I bought with my own money. That was my first car, and I loved it more than any other vehicle in the world. And there were fancier vehicles in that township. Everyone owned a fancier and 1,000 times more expensive car, but I loved it. Duke and I used to drive around in it every day. A, it was my own hard-earned money. I didn't take a pie from anyone. B, this was mine, okay? Yeah, it would break down every week. Yes, people would look at it going, oh, poor thing. But the pride I had. So, well, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say, that I was grateful every day that I was able to afford a vehicle that I could drive around and be self-sufficient and independent. And as I continued in my journey, I got more reasons to be grateful. In Blue Magic, the moment you are grateful for X amount that you have, Lady Luck and all the money gods will keep giving you more so that you are more and more grateful. They love the feeling of gratitude. They don't like the word gratitude because most of you and us, they don't mean it. They love the feeling of gratitude. Okay, that's like a very strong silent prayer. All right, point number 7, zero comparison. I am wearing a suit, right? You'll be like, oh, I don't have this shade of suit. Oh, look at what she has. Oh, uh, look, she's wearing a solitaire. Oof, I must buy a solitaire for myself. What are you doing? Do you realize what you're doing? You're comparing. Why are you comparing? Because what you have I don't have, and what I have you don't have. So my point is, if you are going to compare, you are using your energies to check how you are with someone else on the outside. You are supposed to compare yourself with yourself, either you with your past, you with your present, you with your future, or you with your higher self. That's it. Your levels of comparison can only be with four people, and all of them are different versions of you. Understood? So here I'm looking at you. You will never compare yourself, your bank balance, your clothes, your status, your luxury, your financial compatibility, your purchasing power, your assets, anything of financial or monetary value with somebody else. Um, and I'll tell you why. I'll again give you my example. There was a point in time when there was not a lot of flexibility in the monies that I had, because of the lifestyle that I had created for myself, the life that I was going through, and there were a lot of struggles that I had to endure. As time progressed and I started, opening all the knots and fixing each issue in my life, and my life became smoother, and I got my panel of readers, and now we are all successful in our own way, leading an honest living and leaving our worries behind and helping others. What I noticed is each one of us is not trying to compete with the other person. We are all confident and happy in our space and helping each other grow. It doesn't need to be lonely at the top. So the next time you compare yourself with somebody else, tell yourself this, that she doesn't have or he doesn't have what I have. So I'm just going to be grateful for what I have so that more comes my way, and that's that. Right? So please remember, zero comparison in any aspect. It doesn't necessarily have to be the monetary aspect. If you don't compare from the outside and only compare on the inside, you stick to the rules of blue magic vibes. So we have started a new vibe switch dragon spell, which has now become a very hot magical item, and I seem to be doing it every Tuesdays and Sundays. A couple of them at least. I did about 6 of them on Tuesday, and about 7 or 8 of them on Sunday. Okay, so what is a vibe switch? When you feel your vibrational energy is low, low vibes means um, overthinking, worry, anger, resentment, frustration, depression, anything that makes you unhappy or sad, that is a low vibe. The moment your vibration is low, your manifestation powers will also go low. If you have a higher vibe, positive vibes, the highest are love and laughter. So the moment you have a high vibe, your ability to manifest will be that much higher, that much stronger, right? So you need to do a vibe switch if your vibe is low, because if your vibe is high, you will be able to manifest whatever it is that you want to create in your life and alter your reality. So vibes plays a very important role. If you have that 5 of pentacles or 5 of coins vibe of, yeah, I wish I had more money. Yeah, everybody's going for international trip. I am only going for a domestic trip. What have you done right now? You've brought your vibe down. The moment you bring your vibe down, your energy levels will start shooting darts here, there, everywhere. Then there'll be negativity in the house, frowns in the house, cold wars in the house, sulking. And don't say, I don't know what happened. You started this. Okay? You are the one who, because in your head, that's what you started. Instead, if you say, oh, so much fun, so much excitement, a little break from my regular routine, I'm going to go see a new place, have some fun, meet some new people, share a few experiences, try a new dish. Get it? So, high vibes, high vibes. So, vibes plays a very important role in blue magic. If your vibes are low, try and see if you can switch it up to high. Get in touch with us and I will conduct a dragon spell for you. Okay? It's a permanent dragon spell, by the way. Point number 9, we're almost there. 24 minutes. Oh gosh. Correct method of spell casting. I see a lot of half baked information all over the internet. Some of the groups that I'm a part of, I often get into arguments, and well, till date, nobody's really argued back with me, but they have, what is it called, privately messaged me, and I have told them that don't give stupid instructions or stupid information because you think it's cool. Okay, I don't like the term cool. I'm a warm person. I also don't think that talking about warm, sounding intelligent makes you intelligent. I see a lot of people who say, I'm a spellcaster, I'm a healer. They don't know the first letter, but they like that sense of self importance. They like the way people worship them and try to start a cult on their name. The correct method of spellcasting is only one, and that is by the book. If you want to tweak it, then you are a creator spellcaster like I am. So you, that means take a design and mold it according to your liking, right? That makes you a creator spellcaster. Awesome. You want to have it checked? Check with me. But don't try stuff like I cut my thumb, or I put my sweat, or because it's just it's crazy what some people do. They take a person's photo, they'll put candle wax on it. What do you achieve? Where is the spell? Because there are a lot of magics involved with it. Sigil magic, spittle magic. Okay, you have a lot of candle magic, aroma magic. Each spell has about uh, 11 or 12, in the lowest possible count, 11 or 12 magics involved in it. Runic magic, dragon magic, right? Angel magic. So remember this. So you need to do a correct method of spellcasting. There are certain rules to a correct method of spellcasting that I'll take out when I have the time in my next video. I'll try and put a reminder in. Maybe next week we'll try it, okay? So I'll keep trying to educate you all. The correct method of spellcasting is very, very important, because if you do it the wrong way, then the money that is supposed to come into your pocket will poof disappear, okay? And you don't want that. Last and final, zero emotional attachment to money. What do I mean by that? I can hear a lot of you saying, how is that possible? Of course, you're emotionally attached to money. That is wrong. Now, if you are desperate, if you are frustrated, if you are obsessed, or if there is a compulsion that you feel towards owning or controlling a certain amount of money, you are emotionally attached to your money or monies. In such a case, you're breaking the rule of blue magic. Blue magic is not interested in your emotions. It doesn't give a damn if you cry a tear on a dollar or a rupee, or if you smile and throw it in the fire to burn. On my altar, I have a 20 rupee note which is torn on either side, and I use that frequency of the space on the center for money magic, for blue magic. How did I do that? I spellcasted it, simple as pie. But the emotional attachment that we feel is not on the money, but it is on the things that money can give you, empower you, buy for you, purchase for you, to make you feel better than what you are now. It's a false notion and it is temporary. Let me first tell you that. If you think by getting a bigger flat or a bigger car or a better life, you will feel better, it is only temporary, because we've been designed like that. So you need to sit down and figure out, why am I so emotionally attached with this amount of money? What will I do with it? And then just disjoint yourself. You want to have a spell done, we can have it done as well. But it will really benefit you if you can emotionally detach yourself from your monies. Now let me just quickly come to the last part. So this finishes your 10 rules of blue magic. Write it down in your grimoires, write it down in your books. If you have any points, then please come and get in touch with me and I'll help you out. The errors of blue magic can be reversed if you have made any or all of these mistakes or some of them. We have spells available for Tuesdays, on Tuesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. These are dragon spells. They are for 2600 and you'll be getting a dragon eye. I'll be sending you the videos and the audios. You'll be getting a dragon eye. I just need your name and date of birth. If you want to conduct it on behalf of somebody else, take the dragon eye. I'll tell you this is a dragon eye. Stick it behind the picture of the person, and that person is cleared of any blue magic errors. Okay. This does not mean that if you've taken money from someone and doing a dragon spell, you don't want to return the money. No, it just buys you more time. I hope that's clear. Other than a dragon spell, you can also do a DIY one wish. You can do your spell yourselves. And for those of you who've been asking that what is the option in case you cannot do spells yourself, 31st December onwards, I will be conducting the spells on your behalf. What's going on? Okay. I'll be conducting the spells on your behalf. And the only energy exchange that will be charged is that of the kit. I will not be charging anything extra. So If you want any spells to be conducted by yours truly, then get in touch. But I'll be doing it from 31st December onwards. Okay. We are launching dragon eggs as the centerpiece of a new collection called AGM, Aryan's Gift of Magic. One of our beautiful tarot readers, Tamanna Gulati, is very, very gifted and special and sweet boy. Aryan is the one on whom we've designed this collection. Any doubts on this topic, leave an audio, like I said, a query, anything at all. We'd love to answer, but be clear when you're asking the question. And that's it then. I hope you've enjoyed the video, learned something. If not enjoyed, I'll try and see if I can put a spell casting video, correct method of spell casting. If you have any requests on what kind of videos to make next, let me know. I'll try and keep it shorter next time. The intention was not to make it 30 minutes. Love, Latin knowledge to you all. Beatus Essay.